Have you ever found yourself locked in a moment of hesitation, staring across the table at a younger woman whose smile leaves you wondering, is she just being polite or is she hoping I'll finally make a move? If so, you're not alone. Many older men experience that same tight knot in the chest, the constant second guessing that keeps you frozen in place while opportunities slip right through your fingers. You know the feeling? The fear of rejection that wraps itself around your confidence like a heavy chain. The worry that showing your interest will seem inappropriate or presumptuous simply because there's an age gap. The frustration that bubbles up when you replay the evening in your mind, realizing all the subtle signs you missed, signs that she was practically begging you to lead. But what if I told you that uncertainty doesn't have to define your connections any longer? That today you can learn to decode the quiet, unmistakable signals that younger women send when they want you to step forward with confidence and clarity. Imagine replacing anxiety with self-assurance. Picture yourself sitting across from her, fully aware of what her lingering glance or playful comment actually means. When you understand these cues, everything changes. You stop seeing her smiles as mere courtesy. You stop assuming her laughter is hollow. You start recognizing her actions for what they truly are. Invitations to deepen the bond, to cross that invisible line from polite conversation into real connection. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge and the tools to act decisively. You'll know exactly what to look for and precisely how to respond. Because the truth is, younger women appreciate your maturity, your steadiness, and your life experience. They're waiting for you to notice. They're waiting for you to lead. And judging others yields absolutely no improvement. Mindfulness always takes real awareness. Navigating social changes requires intentional persistence too. So let's pull back the curtain. Let's clear away the confusion that's held you back for too long. This is your moment to step into the kind of connection you've been imagining, and to do it with the confidence you deserve. Sign 1. She seems irritated, but it's not what you think. You've probably been there, sitting across from her, feeling like the conversation is going well, when suddenly her energy shifts. She seems impatient. Maybe she sighs. Maybe she glances at her phone or gives you a look that feels like disappointment. Your mind starts racing. Did I say something wrong? Did I bore her? But here's the hidden truth most older men never realize. Her irritation is often not disinterest. It's expectation. She's waiting for you to guide things forward. And when you don't, it feels like you're ignoring the unspoken agreement that older men take the lead. Imagine this scenario. You're wrapping up a dinner that felt electric just minutes ago. She's been leaning in close, laughing at your stories, brushing your hand with hers. As the check arrives, you hesitate. You can sense she's hoping for something, a signal that this isn't just another polite outing. Instead, you smile awkwardly and say, "Well, I guess I'll see you around." In that instant, her shoulders drop ever so slightly. She forces a smile, but it doesn't reach her eyes. That's not rejection. That's the disappointment of a woman who was ready for you to move the connection forward and watched you retreat into uncertainty. Why does this matter so much? Because when a younger woman invests her energy in you, she's often trusting that you will embody the decisiveness and calm confidence that first attracted her. When she seems frustrated, it's not because she regrets being there. It's because she's thinking, why is he hesitating? Doesn't he see how obvious I'm being? Recognizing this sign is your chance to reclaim your role as the steady, self-assured man she was drawn to. So the next time you sense that flicker of irritation, don't shrink away. Instead, step into the moment. Look her in the eye and let your actions say, I hear you, I see you, and I'm ready to lead. Because clarity in moments like this isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. Sign 2, she makes subtle hints. The invitations, hidden in plain sight. Think about the last time a younger woman dropped a casual comment about something you could do together. Maybe she said, I've always wanted to try that new Italian place. "Have you been?" Or perhaps she sighed and said, "I wish I had someone to go hiking with." You probably smiled politely, thinking she was just making conversation. But what if I told you those remarks were anything but casual? Subtle hints are the quiet invitations most older men fail to recognize. Younger women often test the waters this way, offering a low-risk path for you to pick up the lead without feeling like you're overstepping. Picture this. You're chatting over coffee and she says, "You seem like someone who'd appreciate a good live band." That's not small talk. It's an open door. She's imagining herself spending more time with you, and she's hoping you'll notice. Here's a clear example. You're both talking about weekend plans. She casually mentions, "I'm going to the farmer's market on Saturday. It's more fun when you have someone to go with." She doesn't have to say, "I want you to come." She's already told you everything you need to know. When you respond with a vague nod or change the subject, she interprets it as disinterest. But if you catch the cue and say, "I'd love to join you," you instantly establish a stronger connection. Why does this matter? Because younger women often feel nervous about making the first move outright, especially when they admire an older man's maturity and expect you to take the initiative. Subtle hints are their way of saying, "I'm here, I'm open, I'm waiting." If you don't notice, she'll eventually stop offering those openings. Remember, these moments don't come with flashing neon signs. They arrive as gentle nudges, soft invitations that only a man tuned into her signals will recognize. When you pick up on them, you're demonstrating exactly the kind of awareness and confidence that makes you unforgettable. So the next time she mentions an idea or a place she'd love to go, see it for what it is. Your cue to step up and say yes. Because when you respond to her hints, you're proving that you're not just present, you're engaged. And that's exactly what she's hoping to find in you. Sign 3. She is more physically expressive. The language of touch you can't ignore. Have you ever noticed how, in the middle of a conversation, she suddenly reaches out and touches your arm as she laughs? Or how she seems to brush past you more often than seems necessary? These gestures might feel small, almost accidental, but they're anything but random. Younger women who are interested often use physical expression as their most honest form of communication, especially when they want you to take the lead. Picture this. You're standing side by side talking about your favorite travel memories. As you describe a trip you once took, she leans in, her hand resting lightly on your forearm. She stays there just a moment longer than politeness requires. Or you're walking together and she bumps your shoulder playfully, smiling as if to say, "I'm comfortable with you." You might think she's just being friendly, but the reality is she's quietly telling you she feels safe in your presence and she's ready for more closeness. This matters because physical touch is one of the clearest indicators of interest. According to psychologists, when a younger woman initiates contact with an older man, it often reveals a desire for you to close the distance emotionally and physically. She's giving you permission to respond, to meet her halfway, and to feel confident in escalating your connection. If you overlook these signals, she may interpret your lack of response as indifference, or worse, rejection. Imagine how different things look when you truly notice this. The next time she touches your arm, instead of pulling back or pretending it didn't happen, you maintain steady eye contact. You smile warmly, maybe even let your own hand rest over hers for just a moment. That single gesture validates her courage to reach out and tells her you're attuned to what she's feeling. Remember, this isn't about reading too much into every passing touch. It's about recognizing the pattern. When she repeatedly finds reasons to be near you, when her hand lingers, when her body language leans toward you instead of away. These are her ways of saying, "I'm comfortable, I'm interested, I'm ready for you to take the next step." So don't let these moments pass unacknowledged. When she becomes more physically expressive, take it as your cue to respond confidently. Because responding to her touch with warmth and presence doesn't just build attraction, It proves you're exactly the kind of man she hoped you'd be. Sign 4. She lingers when saying goodbye. The last-minute invitation you're overlooking. Think back to the last time you parted ways. Maybe you walked her to her car or stood with her at her door. You wrapped up the evening with a polite, "I had a great time," and expected her to step away, but instead she didn't. She stood there, smiling softly, her eyes searching yours for something more. This is one of the most overlooked moments in any age gap dynamic, the prolonged goodbye. When a younger woman takes her time leaving, she isn't being indecisive. She's sending a clear, unmistakable signal. She doesn't want the evening to end just yet. Imagine this. You've just shared hours of great conversation over dinner. As you walk her to her car, she unlocks the door but doesn't get in. Instead, she leans back against it, fingers playing with her keys, her body turned fully toward you. She starts talking about nothing in particular, how nice the night air feels, or how she doesn't want to get up early the next day. You might think she's stalling because she's nervous about being alone, but what she's really doing is offering you the space to be decisive. She's hoping you'll recognize this moment for what it is, an invitation to bridge the final gap between polite interaction and genuine intimacy. Why does this matter so much? Because younger women who are attracted to older men often expect you to show the calm certainty they crave. She wants you to notice that she's not in a rush, that she's leaving the door open, literally and figuratively, for you to take things a step further. When you fail to act, she doesn't just feel a moment of disappointment. She questions whether you're as perceptive and confident as she imagined. Here's the key. A lingering goodbye isn't the time to shrink away. It's your chance to show her that you're not afraid to lead. Even a simple gesture, like stepping closer, brushing a stray hair from her face, or offering a genuine compliment before she leaves, proves you're aware of the connection building between you. So the next time you notice her hesitating, standing there with that hopeful look in her eyes, don't just wave and turn away. Take a breath, lean in, say what's on your mind. Because that moment at the end of the evening can be the bridge to everything that comes next. Remember, clarity is what transforms a missed opportunity into a lasting connection. When she lingers, she's giving you permission, and she's hoping you won't waste it. Sign 5. She stares at you, the eyes that speak louder than words. You've felt it, haven't you? That warm, electric moment when you catch her gaze and she doesn't look away. Her eyes hold yours just a second longer than you expect. Maybe she smiles softly, or maybe she looks like she's searching for something. And you wonder, is she just being polite, or does this mean more? Let me be clear. When a younger woman gives you sustained, focused eye contact, she is almost never just being polite. Eye contact is one of the oldest, most primal ways human beings show desire. And in an age gap connection, it's her silent way of saying she's drawn to your presence and she wants you to notice. Picture this scenario. You're sitting across from her in a cozy bar. She's sipping her drink, listening intently as you share a story. Every time you glance up, she's already looking at you, her chin slightly tilted, her expression open, curious. You pause and she doesn't look away. Instead, her eyes stay locked on yours, communicating an unspoken question. Do you feel this too? This moment matters because it tells you she's emotionally engaged. A younger woman who isn't interested will avoid prolonged eye contact, or her gaze will flick around the room looking for an exit. But when she keeps returning to you, when her eyes linger, she's signaling her readiness to connect on a deeper level. She's showing you that she sees you, not just as another man in the crowd, but as someone who intrigues her. The problem is, too many older men get nervous in that silence. They look away, change the subject, or pretend it didn't happen. And when you break eye contact prematurely, you send a message you don't intend, that you're uncertain, or that you don't feel the same pull. Over time, those missed moments can erode the sense of possibility she's been quietly nurturing. Imagine how powerful it would be to respond differently. Next time you catch her stare, hold it. Let the silence stretch. Smile just a little, letting her know you're not afraid to share this energy with her. Because when you meet her gaze with steady confidence, you're communicating something she craves, that you're fully present, fully aware, and completely unafraid of connection. Remember, her eyes are telling you the truth her words might never say out loud. Don't waste the opportunity. Let your own gaze say it back. I see you too. Sign 6, she bats her eyelashes, the unconscious signal of captivation. It might sound like something out of an old romantic movie. A woman fluttering her eyelashes, smiling shyly, glancing down, and then meeting your eyes again. But here's what most older men don't realize. That tiny, seemingly innocent gesture isn't random. When a younger woman bats her eyelashes around you, it's a subconscious sign that she's charmed, engaged, and hoping you'll pick up on her desire. Imagine this, you're leaning against the counter, recounting a story about one of your travels. She's listening, leaning in, her head slightly tilted. As you finish, she laughs softly, and you catch the way her lashes flicker over her cheeks. She doesn't even seem aware she's doing it, but you feel the sudden pull in the space between you. That's not a coincidence. That's her body's way of showing her excitement and attraction. Why is this so significant? Because blinking and eyelash movement are involuntary reactions tied to our nervous system. When a woman feels a surge of interest or anticipation, her eyes become more active. It's part of the same reflex that dilates her pupils or makes her smile without thinking. And in the context of an age gap relationship, where she might be too shy to say outright how she feels, these little cues are everything. Here's the part most men miss. Instead of recognizing this delicate signal, they dismiss it as her simply having something in her eye or being bashful. They move on quickly, thinking they're sparing her embarrassment. But what she actually wants in that moment is reassurance that her reaction is welcome, that you see it, you appreciate it, and you're confident enough to respond. Consider what happens when you do. The next time you notice her batting her eyelashes at you, pause. Let a smile play across your face. Hold her gaze just long enough to make it clear that you feel it too. Maybe you step a little closer, lowering your voice. These subtle gestures tell her you're attuned to the moment, that you're not afraid to meet her energy. Because when a woman is captivated by you, when she's revealing her attraction in these small, beautiful ways, she's also handing you permission to guide things forward. All she wants is to feel that you notice her cues and are brave enough to reciprocate. So don't brush off those fluttering lashes. They're her way of saying she's drawn to you, and she's waiting to see if you'll have the courage to lean in. That moment of recognition is what transforms a fleeting spark into something unforgettable. Sign 7, she twirls her hair, the silent invitation hidden in a simple gesture. You might think it's just a nervous habit. She's sitting across from you, her fingers wrapping a lock of hair around and around as she listens. She looks down, then back up, still toying with that same strand. Most older men see this and think, she must be bored. But nothing could be further from the truth. When a younger woman plays with her hair in your presence, she's often sending a subtle yet unmistakable message. I'm attracted to you. I'm comfortable around you. And I want you to notice. Picture this moment. You're standing beside her at an art gallery, discussing the painting in front of you. As you talk, she gathers her hair over one shoulder and starts to twirl it slowly. She doesn't even seem aware she's doing it. She nods along, her eyes meeting yours in little bursts of eye contact before dropping shyly to the floor. It's a dance, her body broadcasting interest while her words remain safely neutral. Why does this matter so much? Because hair twirling is an ancient form of nonverbal communication. It's a sign of preening, subconsciously trying to look more appealing. It's also a comforting motion, something we do when we feel warm anticipation. Younger women, especially those dating older men, often use this signal to bridge the gap between attraction and action. It's her quiet way of saying, I'm feeling something here, do you? Unfortunately, many men don't know what to do when they see it. They either ignore it or become so self-conscious they pull back entirely. That's the exact opposite of what she's hoping for. What she wants is for you to pick up on her openness, to mirror her warmth with your own calm confidence. Imagine the impact of responding instead of retreating. The next time you notice her fingers twisting through her hair, pause for just a moment. Smile gently. Lean in a little closer as you speak. You don't have to comment on it outright. Your relaxed presence is enough to affirm the chemistry she's building. By staying engaged, you tell her that you're aware, you're receptive, and you're ready to guide things forward. Remember, these small gestures are her way of inviting you into a more intimate connection without ever having to spell it out. When you recognize and honor her signals, you're proving that you're not only mature and confident, but also perceptive. That's the difference between being just another man she chats with and being the man she chooses to get closer to. So the next time she starts twirling her hair, don't look away. Smile, lean in. Let her know you see her and you're ready to take the lead she's quietly hoping for. Sign 8, she smiles at you, the open door you're afraid to walk through. There's something disarming about a younger woman's smile. It can light up an entire room and, if you're not careful, convince you it's just friendliness. But here's the truth. When her smile is frequent, warm, and directed squarely at you, it's a powerful sign that she wants you to step closer. Picture this. You're walking into a cafe and your eyes meet hers from across the room. She doesn't just glance away. She smiles, a slow, genuine smile that softens her entire expression. Maybe she even blushes, looking down before glancing back at you again. You feel a flicker of something, hope, curiosity, but your mind immediately tries to shut it down. She's probably just being polite, you tell yourself. But is she? Studies show that sustained smiling, especially in combination with eye contact, is one of the most reliable signals of attraction. Younger women often use this gesture to show they feel at ease around you, to express that they admire your presence, and to create a bridge between casual interaction and something more. It's their way of saying, I'm open to you. Here's why this matters. When you dismiss her smile as courtesy, you invalidate her courage. You deny yourself the opportunity to connect on a deeper level. And over time, that habit of downplaying her signals builds a wall between you, a wall made of your own hesitation. Imagine a different approach. The next time you see that smile, instead of pulling back or pretending not to notice, you smile back. Not a quick, nervous flicker, but a confident, steady acknowledgement. You hold her gaze an extra second. You let your expression say, I see you. I appreciate you. In that instant, you affirm everything she's been feeling, and you show her you're the kind of man who has the awareness to respond. Because here's the reality. Her smile isn't just a reflex. It's an open door. It's an unspoken invitation to engage, to lead, to create a moment that feels real. Most older men never step through it. They freeze, second guess, and let the opportunity fade into the background noise of what if. You don't have to be one of them. The next time she lights up when she sees you, let that be your cue to stand tall, to greet her with the same warmth she's offering you. Because when you mirror her energy without apology or hesitation, you show her that you're confident enough to meet her halfway. Remember, just overthinking yields avoidance. New ideas make actions. Thoughtful reflection allows natural strength. Clarity really improves persistence today. So don't shrink from her smile. Receive it, return it, and watch how everything shifts when you do. Sign 9. She laughs at your jokes, even the terrible ones. You might think she's just being polite. After all, you know your sense of humor isn't exactly cutting edge. Maybe it leans toward a few well-worn dad jokes or dry observations. But here's a truth most older men overlook. When a younger woman laughs at your jokes, especially the ones that don't objectively deserve a laugh, she's not just filling the silence. She's telling you she enjoys you. She's telling you she wants to feel connected. Imagine this. You're sitting across from her in a quiet wine bar. You make a simple remark about the music being just loud enough to make you feel old. And before you can even cringe at your own words, she's giggling. Her shoulders relax, her eyes brighten, and she leans closer, eager for more. That reaction isn't about the quality of your punchline. It's about how she feels in your presence, safe enough to let her guard down, interested enough to encourage you. This is important because shared laughter creates a unique bond. It builds trust and dissolves tension faster than almost anything else. When she laughs, especially when the humor is silly or self-deprecating, she's letting you know she's comfortable with you and she wants you to keep going. If you brush it off, apologize awkwardly, or change the subject too quickly, you risk breaking the moment. Worse, you might signal that you don't believe you deserve her attention or that you're uncomfortable being yourself. Consider the difference when you embrace it. Instead of minimizing her laughter or second-guessing why she's amused, you meet her smile with a confident one of your own. You hold her gaze just a second longer and let yourself enjoy the connection you have created. In that space, you affirm not only her interest but also your own sense of worthiness. Here's what most men don't realize. Younger women are drawn to older men precisely because you don't have to prove anything. Your humor isn't meant to dazzle or impress. It's an authentic part of who you are. And when you own it without apology, you embody the quiet confidence that makes you so appealing in the first place. So the next time she laughs, especially at the line you didn't expect to land, don't rush past it. Stay present. Smile back. Let the laughter stretch into something warm and genuine. Because when a woman finds joy in your company, she's offering you more than approval. She's offering you the foundation of real intimacy. Remember, she isn't laughing because your joke was perfect. She's laughing because in that moment, you were perfectly yourself, and nothing is more attractive than that. Sign 10. She asks why you don't. The question that's actually an invitation. You might think it's idle curiosity. She tilts her head, gives you that thoughtful look, and says something like, "Why don't you go out more?" Or "Why don't you ever take time off?" It sounds casual, like she's just filling the gaps in conversation. But make no mistake, when a younger woman asks why you don't do something, she's not just gathering information. She's subtly inviting you to share more of your world, and maybe to share it with her. Imagine this scenario. You're enjoying a late lunch, sunlight streaming through the windows. She asks, "Why don't you ever travel somewhere spontaneous?" You chuckle, brushing it off with, "Oh, I'm too set in my ways." But did you notice the way her eyes lingered on yours, the way her smile held a quiet challenge? That wasn't just a question. That was her opening the door, hoping you'd step through and say, "Where would you go if you could leave tomorrow?" These questions matter because they reveal her curiosity and her readiness. Younger women often look for signs that you're willing to be more than just the steady, composed man she admires. She wants to know if you're open to creating new experiences with her, if you have the imagination and courage to break your own routines. When she asks these questions, she's testing the waters. She's hoping you'll take her interest seriously enough to lean in and explore what life could look like together. Sadly, most older men miss this completely. They assume she's teasing them for being boring or criticizing their choices. They get defensive or dismissive, and in that instant, the moment dissolves. The chance to build intimacy evaporates because she feels you didn't recognize her invitation. But imagine responding differently. Instead of shrinking away or brushing it off, you pause. You meet her gaze with a calm, steady confidence. And you say, "Maybe I just needed the right person to go with." Watch how her expression softens. See how her smile transforms into something hopeful. In that instant, you've shown her you're not afraid to step outside your comfort zone and that you see her as someone worth stepping toward. Remember, these questions are more than small talk. They're her way of reaching across the gap, of asking if you're willing to meet her halfway. And when you respond with openness and curiosity, you prove exactly why she was drawn to you in the first place. So the next time she asks why you don't try something, don't just shrug it off. Let it be the start of something real. Because in her question, she's telling you she's ready, and she's hoping you are too. You have now seen how easily the subtle signals of a younger woman can be overlooked, and how often those small gestures are really bold invitations in disguise. Think about it. Every time she lingers a little longer at the end of the night, every time her eyes lock onto yours, every time she finds a reason to touch your arm or asks about your dreams, she's sending you a message. She's telling you she feels drawn to your maturity, your steadiness, your depth. Imagine how your connections will transform when you stop second-guessing and start trusting what you see. You'll no longer be the man replaying every conversation, wondering what you missed. Instead, you'll be the one who acts with clarity and confidence. You'll create a space where her affection can grow without fear, where her curiosity finds real answers, and where her interest is met by your presence. Because when you learn to read these signs, you don't just build attraction, you build trust. You build the foundation of something lasting. You show her that you're not only aware, but that you're ready to lead the connection forward with the calm certainty that only comes with experience. This isn't about playing games or memorizing tactics. It's about recognizing the truth. You have everything it takes to create a powerful, meaningful bond with a younger woman. All it requires is the courage to see what's right in front of you and the confidence to act on it. So remember this, every moment you spend wondering, is she interested, is a moment you could spend showing her that you are too. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present, attentive, and willing to trust that your instincts and her signals are guiding you exactly where you both want to go. If you're ready to transform the way you connect with younger women, don't let this moment slip away. You've just uncovered the signs that most older men never see. Will be bashamam, the gestures, the questions, the glances that reveal exactly when she wants you to make your move. Now it's time to put this insight into action, because clarity without action is just another missed opportunity. So here's what you can do next. Subscribe to this channel right now so you never miss another strategy that empowers you to date with confidence, presence, and purpose. When you subscribe, you're joining a community of men who are committed to understanding women better and to becoming the kind of partners who inspire trust and attraction. And finally, if any of these signs reminded you of a moment you have experienced, a time when you sensed her interest but weren't sure what to do, leave a comment below and share your story. Your experience could inspire someone else to step up with courage and clarity. Remember, judging others yields absolutely no improvement. Mindfulness always takes real awareness. Navigating social changes requires intentional persistence too. Today can be the day you stop doubting yourself and start acting like the man she's been hoping you'd be. So take the next step. Subscribe, explore the next videos, and never let uncertainty hold you back again.